Hey, everybody. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. 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 Welcome to the Dave Norris Show. Anyway, we have this person, Lana Rhodes, who is an ex-porn star, who, by the way, got like 1.6 million for doing videos and was perfectly willing to do them, couldn't wait to do them. And also for a mom still dressing pretty sexy. So, anyway, let's see her crying. Remember the humiliating thing she agreed to fucking do.
So what I was talking about, like being pressured to do like more and more things, more hardcore things. So there's two different main genres of porn. There's gonzo porn, which is the aggressive porn that you guys are talking about. It's the rough anal sex, it's the choking. And I'll go more in.
Okay, wait a second. So, you're sitting here in nothing but a see-through, like an actual see-through top and your bra, and you're still not hypersexual?
Into that. And then there's vanilla porn, which is what Olivia's talking about as ethical porn, is what I think you would consider. Yeah. It's just like classic, like missionary, like just like basically like arts.
So boring.
I was gonna say, wait, I'm kind of laughing the inside because I've had someone call me vanilla before.
I mean, I love vanilla.
Like, why are you so vanilla? I'm like, what do you mean?
It makes me kind of hungry, but I've never even heard of the term gonzo, to be honest.
Yeah. So gonzo is the first level of it, I would say, would be it's just like there's no like artistic vision to it. It's just like rough, hardcore sex.
Yeah.
What do you define as rough, hardcore? What, the guy getting somewhat aggressive?
And that could be vaginal penetration. The next level up would be...
You have vaginal penetration with regular. You have So basically what she's saying is gonzo is just softcore to hardcore. What the fuck?
Anal penetration in a gonzo style. And then there's a level far more than that. And I would say that during my time in porn, I'm not sure what is like the hype right now in porn. It goes through like different phases.
Mommy-daughter incest porn.
But during my short stint in porn, the really extreme acts were what was popular. And that's why, being the number one performer in the industry at the time, everyone wanted to make money off me. So they pushed me to do these things.
If you're number one, that means you call the shots.
And it just gets really extreme, like you were saying, abusive.
It's not abusive if you willingly sign up for it.
Feel like, did you ever go through those experiences where you had to do a scene where it was very aggressive and you just felt like...
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail. Like, honestly, some of my experiences are really humiliating for me.
Really? And you're sitting here in nothing but a bra as your top. Obviously, humiliation works for you on some level.
And I wish that they never happened. There's stuff going on, like people getting pissed on. Men are pissing inside of women's vaginas, assholes, down
Okay. Pay me enough, I'll let a guy piss in my asshole.
their throats, Sorry.
Oh, don't cry.
Well, did that happen to you, or did you just see it? And again, remember, you've made a shit ton of money in the porn industry, bitch. So my sympathy for you is almost nothing. And again, you came on this podcast regretting to being overly sexualized, wearing literally nothing but a lace top and a bra.
Told myself it was negative.
Now I'm crying. I'm like, God damn it. No, don't cry.
I'm
It's
just
okay.
giving some examples. But
No, that's really hard. And
Again, this is the problem with modern women we're seeing right here. Women cannot, especially modern women cannot handle responsibility for their actions. For every modern woman that can handle responsibility for their actions, like my sister's one of them, but she also grew up with 2 older brothers and a dad. She can handle responsibility for her actions. But for every one of her, there's 100 that can't.
I think, like I had mentioned earlier, it's just so important for young men to stop viewing women as sex objects, because I believe that,
First off, women view men as sex objects. Second off, what the fuck do you want us to do? We're sexual beings, you dumbass.
instilling that curriculum in school at a younger age. And they had actually said, there's a fact that says that the more a young person had learned about the use of pornography from their school education or sex education, is less likely to see women as sex objects. And I feel that's why.
I don't see you as, like, I would not view you guys, if I seen you guys sitting down having a drink, I walk up to your table, and we all sit down together, I would not view you as sex objects, because at that moment, you're real people. However, if at the end of this podcast, you go into adults only mode, and you 3 start lezzing out in the kitchen, I am going to view you as a sex object. That's what you're there for. You dumb bitches sexualize yourselves. What the fuck am I supposed to do? 2 girls get naked and start going at it, and I'm not supposed to derive enjoyment from this? Yeah, welcome to the world, sweethearts.
I feel so passionate about the porn industry because I don't believe that they should be showing those types of scenes, because it does view women as just an object, and it's not okay to do that.
Then how do you do porn without that? And again, I've gotten a lot of messages from women literally saying that the way I view girl porn is the exact same way they view guy porn. Now, I have to take them at their word, because, again, I'm not a woman, that they find that shit hot. Okay, cool. Good for you. It does nothing for me. But my point is, how is the porn industry not supposed to be sexualized? Then it wouldn't be the fucking porn industry.
I enjoy watching porn. But I want to watch ethical porn. I want it to be normalized, and I want it to.
What? Here's ethical porn. This is ethical porn. You meet with the actors in said porn. You go over what is going to be done with the scene. If everyone is an adult in good standing and they agree to it for the set price, that's ethical porn. It isn't just boring-ass missionary shit. If a girl willingly says, for this amount of money, I will let this guy piss in my fucking face, it's not my bag of tea, but whatever. But if she says it, it's ethical. She was paid the amount she requested for said act. And again, you pay me enough, I am perfectly fine letting a woman piss in my face.
To be taught to where it shouldn't be to where a woman is being abused and is, you know, like the male is showing aggression, because that actually is going to translate into him.
No, go. So what? You want male dom outlawed? So I guess we have to pull every copy of 50 Shades of Grey off the fucking goddamn bookshelf.
His relationships with women in the future, his wife, like it's actually statistically proven that it's going to show aggression in a marriage and a relationship, and that's, I mean, how is that healthy? Like, that's not healthy at all.
Well, a lot of it is like young boys don't understand, and they think that this is normal and that's what girls want. So they've probably never been with a girl before, and they see these horrible things, and they're like, oh, this is how to please a girl. This is what I have to do.
Most boys, if they've watched pee porn, realize that considering the attractiveness goes down from like normal porn to pee porn, that, yeah, it's probably not what the average girl like. Maybe that ugly chick is into it.
Yeah.
This is what she wants, and then they, you know, do these things and they act certain ways, and they don't realize the effects that they're having on women.
Yeah, well, they do.
Yeah, except I guarantee you all three of you bitches have been in porn, so, yeah, you're not exactly helping the sisterhood.
Say that serial killer and rapists are the ones who are consuming these extreme types of porns. A lot of
I'd love to know where you got that outside of your fucking ass. You know, I really did want to be sympathetic to her. I really did. But, well, life sucks.
Serial killers, when they've gone through their search history, they're watching like these abusive porn, and there's tons of pornography on.
And so are evangelical Christians. By the way, I know these two cunts are in porn. Because I know for a fact she's had a boob job. Her, I'm not so sure about.
On their search history.
Yeah, I mean,
and their
I'm not gonna
laptops.
lie. I obviously, like I said, I've watched porn. I do.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
there's
obviously,
nothing wrong with watching.
Yeah,
porn.
but I've stumbled upon some videos where I'm not gonna lie, I really questioned, why is this even allowed on the internet? Like, I felt very like I was.
Because if it's fake, it's fine. Now look, it might not be to my bags. You know, it might not be my tea bag. But look, if you want to have an ultra aggressive porno flick where a guy just ravages a chick, like tears her clothes off, you know, the whole 9 yards. I don't have a problem with that as long as it's fictional. Like, look, if this was like a legit, like, they grabbed a woman and then just filmed her against her will, okay, that I got a problem with. But if a woman said, all right, I'll sign up for it. What are you paying? Okay, 10 G's. All right. Sign my name to the contract. All right, I'll walk into the hotel room. You ravage me. How hard do you want me to fight back? I just got my nails done. Could we leave? You know, it's fictional. It's not fucking real. Would I have a real problem with real mommy-daughter lesbian porn? Yeah. Guess what? If it's fake, I don't care, because it's fake. Same concept as Jaime and Cersei Lannister fucking. The actors aren't related.
I was just turned off. I was like, shut my laptop. Like, I can't even look at this. I was like, I cannot believe that this is okay. Like, this is not okay to treat women like this.
Yeah, well,
except we're not treating women like this. We're treating actresses like this in a scene. That's the big problem.
I know that I got emotional, but I do want to continue giving examples of some of those things just so people know. Um, what were some of the things that you saw that you were like, wow, this is really crazy?
Yeah, I mean, there was one scene where I had seen, obviously the male was having sex with a girl, and she was literally crying because he was being so aggressive. Like, I guess, you know, he was just too big for her. I mean, she was like full blown crying, and he was like slapping her, like, you like that? Like, you know, I was just like, oh my God, how can this, like, I could not get off to this. I don't know who watches this too.
Some people have that fetish, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
and that's why they
insane.
put it out there, because they're like, oh, somebody will watch it, which is just like,
Yeah.
no offense, but like, that's disgusting, because obviously she's not okay.
Yeah.
How do you know she's not fake crying? You're aware that actors and actresses can turn on tears like a faucet. You're aware of that, right? You know they can do that, bitch.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, it's just, it really makes me sad because I think of the girl and I think, wow, like, I can just see it in her eyes that she did not want to do this scene, but she's doing it because of the reasons of, you know,
Or maybe she's being an actress. Now look, if this is a legit scene of somebody actually being exploited, I'll be on your side. But again, all she has to have to convey that, especially with the mindset you're going in with, is literally a 6-month acting class at any high school or community college.
she needs the money, or this is a flexible job for her right now. She was convinced, she was pressured, you know, she was manipulated into doing this by her agent because he, you know, told her, like, it's either this way or the highway. Like, I can't even imagine how that girl felt having to do something that she clearly does not want to do.
Or she was fine with it and she was acting.
Like, this is not acting. Like, she's full blown crying. You know, like, there's just no way she's acting and enjoying this. So
There's no way. There's no way. You know, Jim Caviezel acted like he was getting tortured in the last Passion of the Christ, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
Yeah. No, I've had friends who have been choked out so much that they've actually passed out during a scene. There's really just like crazy stuff going on that damages people's bodies for the rest of their lives.
You're not going to be damaged if you pass out by being choked. Okay, if that was the case, MMA fighters would be fucked up beyond belief.
Luckily don't have any issues, but I've seen scenes shot in Europe where guys are literally punching into a girl's asshole like this, and like she's going to have issues for the rest of her life due to that.
How? Seriously, how? And again, does this happen to male porno stars too, or do you just not care about them? You get punched in the ass. Your ass is nothing but flesh and fat.
This, and is it worth someone making a little bit of money and someone jerking off
$1.6 million isn't exactly a little bit of money, sweetheart.
to it? One of the worst, honestly, I feel like I'm in denial sometimes and I can't accept some of the things that I've done. There is one thing that,
Well, obviously you can, because again, you're doing this podcast in essentially a bra. So forgive me for not taking you that seriously.
you know, I tried talking to a therapist about before, something that I had to do for a scene that was really rough for me. Basically,
Just say I don't want to do the scene. That's all you have to say. I don't want to fucking do it. Fuck you.
This guy had
And basically, this is also a person that what I got from a lot in the chat, because I did check the chat or the comments, was she was a girl that jumped head first into the porno field. Like, literally, the second she turned 18, she spread that pussy and started to make money. So, again, now you're a little bit older. Now you've done some movies. I still think you could probably do some movies. You just have to take the mommy role in the mommy-daughter lesbian flick. But you can still make some money. But I don't know. Maybe, oh, God, did she get connected with the fucking evangelicals?
a bowl and he like gagged me until I threw up into it, and then he like pissed in the bowl, and during the scene he asked me to drink it, and I didn't know how to say no. It was one of the most disgusting, foul scenes I ever had to do.
What porno were you shooting? And forgive me, but I think you're making this up. The reason I think you're making this up is you're way too pretty for the type of actress that would actually have to do that type of scene. And, yeah. I think you're lying here right now.
And I'm telling a therapist this, and they don't even fucking.
Because fucking nobody, a porno actress that gets 1.6 million, she's not doing puke and piss scenes. So I'm calling you a liar. Yeah, I guess I am. Right now I'm throwing down the gauntlet unless you can find me, let me know what movie it was, let me know what website it was, whatever. And I'll make a formal apology video. I will do that. But you didn't do no puke and piss. Fuck that. And you're obviously not too traumatized about it. Again, you're doing this episode in a fucking bra. Fuck you.
You know what to say to me.
Yeah.
No one can relate. Like, no one fucking knows what to say about it.
I do, sweetheart, for I am Dave, and I am the Lord of Patriarchy. It's just, you're really not going to like my message, because you chose to do all this shit. You chose to do porn. You chose to do all this shit.
And so when it obviously I don't know how like porn is shot. They don't tell you beforehand. Did they tell this guy to do these things, or did he just in his own brain?
This one, my
decide?
agent was actually very pissed about.
Okay.
And again, like, I'm not saying that I was raped.
But you were put in the spot. You were
I
put
told
pressure.
this guy, like, yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this. I didn't know how to say no. I just wanted everyone to be happy. So I can't blame anyone. All that I can do now is make the best of my experiences and accept it, which is really hard for me to do. Sorry, what was your question again?
I mean, no, like, I think you pretty much answered my question. But no, I was just gonna, chime in and say about how you had to do something that you didn't want to do, or you felt pressured. I definitely can
$1.6 million.
relate to that, just even by like working at Hooters. I know me and you have worked there.
Oh my God. You worked at Hooters. The PG version of the shit she did. Again, maybe this is why you guys are covered up like the nuns of St. Sebastian's, and she's sitting out here like an actual stripper.
obviously have a little longer history of that, and I definitely was a sex object. Like, that's who I was viewed as.
Hooters is the Perkins of the sexy waitress restaurant chain.
Working at Hooters, clearly I was the complete opposite of that. But, I definitely was pressured into some things that I didn't want to do with men. They had the audacity to ask me to literally go give them a hand job behind the dumpsters. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
bold.
it's not funny, but
No,
it's like comical.
It's
but
comical.
It's behind a dumpster.
No, I was really thinking, first off, why not at least the car?
Yes,
Like,
behind a dumpster.
Second off, can you imagine you're at a restaurant and you have the audacity to look at your
Sweetie,
waiter
there
or
it
wait?
is. What do you mean?
I don't give a fuck.
After I finish my chicken tenders, can you go jerk me off behind this dumpster?
Oh my
But they would push my limits. Like they would just kind of like joke around at first, or like, oh,
And they
I'll give
are
you
quite
100.
touchy sometimes too. No.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, I'll give you $100 if you take off your panties for me. And I was vulnerable. I was young. I was like, oh, like no harm. Like okay, like he just wants my panties. Like heck yeah, $100. Like
Okay. So you willingly did something. Why are you now crying victim? You had a choice. You could have told him no. Once again, modern women cannot accept responsibility. They had to live life on story mode. Look, the guy offered you $100 for your fucking panties. Creepy? Fine. You gave him your fucking panties. Nobody forced you to do that shit.
Like
But
that's
then
gonna be my bill.
they're gonna be like, how
Yeah,
much?
they kept pushing
how
and
much
that
can I
put me
give
on.
her?
And once they like put you on the spot, like
So forgive the fuck out of me. And again, how many $100 bills? Why do I think if this story is at least half-ass true? This dumb fucking twat now with the golden crucifix, because she got saved by Jesus. How much you want to bet this fucking bitch brought a 20-pack of panties every fucking shift, every fucking Friday night, every shift she worked at Hooters? How much you want to bet this bitch made a cottage industry about selling her panties? Up until, for whatever reason, she found Jeebus. Again, I don't like Hooters. Their food sucks. That's all I'm going to say about Hooters. Their food sucks. It's a strip club for those of us that can't go to strip clubs. You get about the same quality of food at a strip club. That's literally what I'm going to say. But how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that dumb blonde bitch made a cottage industry and sold several patrons, several of these horny 50-year-old men, her panties? How much you want to bet? And how much you want to bet that price wasn't $100? It was closer to $1,000.
like it's so hard to like say no, and you feel so awkward because you don't want to ruin a relationship with a client who comes into Hooters every single day, who is basically paying your bills.
He's not a client. He's a customer, you fucking idiot. If he was on your hooker list, he'd be a client.
Who's tipping you, too. You don't want to piss them off to where they're going to go say something. So, I definitely can relate on the pressure thing, and I can definitely understand how you felt like being put in a situation that you did not know you're going to be put in, because it is so hard to get out of.
Oh, yes, it's so hard because women, of course, need to be fucking babied every goddamn day of their lives. God forbid, God for fucking bid, we actually ask women to live life on fucking adult mode. And that is honestly my thing. That is honestly why I say we should repeal the 19th. Unless women want to actually step the fuck up and be goddamn adults and at least be held accountable for their fucking actions, then fuck them. We're going to keep them like children. We're going to literally keep them as children. True. We don't expect as much out of children as we do full adult women. But we also don't expect the same level of responsibility out of children as we do adults. I am tired of giving women the level of adult privileges and freedoms, but also letting them still keep the accountability of a child. You chose to do this. Deal with the consequences. Now, look, I don't give a fuck if you gave your panties to some drunk, horny businessman who was at Hooters. I don't give a fuck. Even though Hooters constantly tries to portray themselves as a family establishment, fuck it. I don't care. But when you start to have a rash of these guys come in, and I guarantee you're selling more than one, deal with the consequences of that. You chose this path. Again, I guarantee you these three bitches here, this is the last thing I'm going to say. These three bitches here, these bitches three, I guarantee you not a goddamn one of them had a daddy growing up. Not a goddamn one of them. Because like it or not, daddy's the one that teaches you responsibility, not mommy. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to try to get one more live stream in for the day. If I don't, then I don't. But yeah, this was the spicy one, the one on Dave's Normal Show. Anyway, good night, everybody.